Hello survivors, and welcome to another video. In today's video we are back in Soulstone Survivors. We are playing on the Pyromancer, and on Saturday when we did the rot only build, which I will link down in the description in case you haven't seen it just yet, I mentioned that one of the other skills has quite a high base dot damage number, so we're going to be playing with that skill. The skill is Firewall. It is only available without runes on the Pyromancer, so that's why we are playing with him. And we can pick any one of his actual weapons, so we are using the Shard of Chaos just because of the extra damage and area modifiers. And then for our runes, we are using 10 out of 10, but we are using Singular Focus because it is a Firewall only build. Unconventional start, so our first skill is going to be Firewall, Inclination Fire, Affinity Fire, and then Multicast Mastery. We are going to be doing this on Curse 48, or the 7 intensity. And then the first thing we're going to do is make sure we actually get Firewall. Now, Firewall does become very hectic, so by the middle of this video, as soon as we start getting a lot of area of effect and multicast and things like that, we will look at turning it off completely. Now, the one thing about using the Pyromancer, which is cool for one, well, you need to, because otherwise you need a skill. You have to hope that you get fire as a skill from the skill mastery fire rune, which we aren't using. But number two, the other thing that you need to know is that the Pyromancer's passive is also fire based, so it causes melting, which is really just fantastic for your high curse runs, because melting the enemy's armor makes it so that Firewall is going to deal more damage. So very, very good over there. So we're not looking for actual skills for just one of them, so we are going to grab that. We are going to banish some of these fire skills, and that's going to just make it so that when we do reroll, we are going to have those higher chances of only Firewall being in the shop because of having Inclination and Affinity Fire. So it does make it that every time we level up and see skills, there's going to be nearly 100% chance of us seeing Firewall, as long as we don't have a lot of other fire skills. So, and because of the way that we've done this, we now only have like maybe 3 other fire skills. So that's why we banish the fire skills. The only other thing that we are going to banish is going to be Leviathan, and then everything else, it doesn't really matter what we grab. In terms of like you can grab the other negative effects if you wanted, like the slows and all of that, but it really doesn't matter too much. What we do want to focus is on the actual damage and everything for Firewall. So crit, very good. There's more Firewalls. Over here we're going to grab just the damage modifier. We're going to grab multicast. That is better than the 10% chance of frailty, or fragility, sorry. The skill upgrade's called frailty, and we're going to go from there. I didn't really want to use the bat so soon, but it just happened that I stood in it accidentally, so unfortunately we did use the passive. Hopefully it will be up in 200 kills. I don't think so. Normally the first 100 kills go very quickly, but then after that it does seem to take its time. We do want the passive up when we fight the bosses. It does make it a lot easier to fight them and kill them. Over here we've got a reroll. We didn't get our Firewall, so that's a bit of a problem. Come on game, give it to us. There we go. Oof, that was close. Movement speed's going to be very good here. Multicast, we are going to just grab the arcane power for now until we are able to find that last Firewall, because we don't have any more rerolls. And arcane power is not too bad of a skill anyway. It is the extra multicast which we otherwise didn't have, so not the end of the world, but we do want to make this a 6 Firewall build and then go from there. Unfortunately 200 kills wasn't enough for our passive. Again, like I mentioned, the very first time you use your passive, you get to about 100 kills and then you get the bats. And then after that, for some reason, it feels like it's more and more kills, the more times you use it. But I haven't actually, worked out the exact amount of kills. We'll check now. This time it does look like it might be 600. And then you get to the next one. So actually that's 500. So the first one's 100, and then the next one, it looks like it's at the 600 kill mark, but I was actually wrong there anyway. So Oops, that didn't work either. But as you can see, more than enough damage. We're not even actually, I'm focusing on the number on the to see what my passive is when we get it back up again. I'm not even concentrating on whether or not the bosses are dying or not. So definitely got the damage over there. We do have 10 level ups, so let's just use them. Already on 95% crit chance. We can go for more multicast. We are hoping to get a lot more area of effect. We are hoping for those upgrades that give you like all your fire damage or area of effect for fire and things like that. Those are what we are looking for. Hypothermia, we did pick up a slow. Did we pick? No, we picked up burn to slow. So that's why hypothermia showed up for us, which is fantastic. We do have quite a decent amount of movement speed as well, which is fantastic. And then luckily the last couple of bosses for this round are just the Eternal Guardian and Alexi, which are very easy to just run around. So not too much to worry about on the first lot of bosses, but we've already got the second lot spawn. We do have our passive now though, and that's going to just help us with the damage for those bosses. So there we go, you can already see that the Fallen King is nearly dead. He's on 50% life. And like I mentioned before, it does get very laggy and very hard to see the enemies AoE. So very soon, I think maybe halfway down, so maybe at like about 4 or 5 minutes, we'll look at getting rid of our special effects, turning them right down to maybe completely off, or just to maybe, I don't know, something a little bit more respectable. But here we can go for Doom to Days, but I do actually have Doom, so that's fantastic. But I do want that multicast as well, so that's fantastic over there. More crits, we are on 110%, so we're not too worried now about more crits. But obviously if you do want to go over, then it works as well, because you do have multi-crit in the game now. But our runes don't really support crit too much. We don't have our critical mastery, which would have been fantastic. What we do have is the Doom to Days though, so that does help with, you know, critting as well. But otherwise, just you know, 100% crit should be more than enough for this. The one thing is even though the fire itself deals a whack ton of damage, I mean we didn't even look at that, but we're looking at 2,500 damage per stack per 15 seconds. I would have to do like calculations there, and I don't really want to do that right now, but we could work out how much damage we're actually doing over the course of time. And then there we just got nice 2 huge multicast upgrades on the skills over there, and then we're going to grab more multicast. But I do feel a little bit of lagginess coming from there, so we are going to turn it just down a little bit so we can still kind of see the fire. But there is going to be a point where we have so much multicast and area that we're going to have to turn it right off, and you'll just see things die. But because of just how things are right now, we can keep it how it is. Really cool that there are skills that you can, you know, just grab yourself, singular focus, and completely annihilate Curse VII. The one thing about it though is it's definitely, I think, character specific. So the fact that we actually have the bats makes a huge amount of difference. And this can actually go into endless. Now, when I say it can, is like it really can. You can do about endless 1 cycle on it. But then afterwards, endless cycle 2, the enemies just, they're too tanky, because you just don't have, I mean, maybe it depends on what upgrades you get and how lucky you are with damage numbers and things like that. But usually the bosses just become too tanky for endless cycles. Further than 2, even 2, you're going to struggle to kill them just because of the huge amount of HP they've got, and just because they get so many different stats in terms of like attack, their damage, everything wants to kill you a lot more. As you can see, even here, we're struggling to do a lot of damage, and again, I can still feel quite a bit of like lagging coming from there. So we're gonna grab the 1 multicast. It is legendary, so we do have to grab it, you know, we'd be silly not to. Here's some damage increase over there, so getting those damage increases for lasting is very huge. We're gonna go for the life here. We're already on 100% crit chance, so we don't need that. Area of effect, and then just more crit damage over there. Why not? There's nothing better there. We could have gone for the magnetic. It kind of makes a little bit of a difference, but it's not too big of a difference to worry too much about it. And then we're just going to grab those. Fantastic. I do know that it's the multicast on the firewall that makes it lag quite a bit. You'll notice like now there isn't so much lag happening, but it will land up being quite laggy when a lot of them do pop out, and that's probably because of multicast more than anything else. But you can see the damage is pretty good. So this is on the 4th wave of the bosses. We haven't died yet, which is fantastic as well. And then just like every other build that you play, you do just have to kind of loop around the bosses. The developers have said they are looking at changing the way that this area and all of these AoEs, everything spawns and things. They are going to take a look at that and change it. I don't know how they're going to change it or what they're going to do. Nothing's being further explained to me specifically. I don't know if maybe someone else has gotten more information out of them, but you know, in my case, no, that's all the information that I know, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. Get that. We do have our flame bats up now, so that's just going to help us kill off everything and anything that's left. We probably, oh, actually it doesn't matter that we now have it because these bosses just spawned, but we should have probably waited till the very end there so that we could have had it up and over. I didn't have a dodge over there. I thought I did, and that caused us to take more unnecessary damage. So grabbing this, just get some area of effect, cast frequency, damage. We'll go for Doom. We're not looking for only one firewalls to be upgraded, so that's going to work perfectly for us. And then again, damage is more than capable of killing the final bosses. Again, we're only looking at about 3.1k, depending on, you know, those damage upgrades that you can get to much higher numbers, 6k, even higher, and that would obviously make the run a lot faster. Although 8 minutes for a firewall that deals no direct damage, it's only dot damage, and we don't even have exposed weakness or anything like that, is quite a decent time. Or at least I would think it is quite a decent time. Alright, more crits, because why not? We can go for burn, I guess I should be getting crit damage and not crit chance, but crit does, you do get multi-crits now, and they do apply on dots as well, so I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to grab more crit if you don't see anything better to grab. Okay, my life is quite low. I don't really want to lose another life, but if we have to, we have to. It's really not the end of the world. That's why we have multiple lives. Oh yes, I must do my, I'll do that maybe tomorrow or something. We do have to go with another character in doing our 1-1 life series. Maybe it can be tomorrow. We'll have a look at that and try a different character. I believe the first character we used was the Barbarian, so the next most powerful character would probably be the Spellblade for us to use, so we'll do it on the Spellblade. Again, 1-1 life, and we'll have a look at it. The Spellblade starting 4th weapon is ridiculously strong as well, so it will be quite an easy one for them to do, but we will get to the more difficult characters like our Pyromancer and that once we've gone through all of the harder characters first. Okay, can this dude, I swear it doesn't even look like our fire is hitting him. It looks like it finally went onto him, but it doesn't look like one of the flame walls are actually on this guy, and that's left us with quite a distasteful amount of life. He is kind of bugging me with all of the what do we call them? All of his flamethrower attacks. We're probably going to land up getting our passive back up before we even have to kill him. Alright, there we go, he finally died. So perfect, all dead. Decent amount of actual... how does this work actually? You passive... Okay, so it's over time. You just passively earn it. So then that does make sense. I don't know. Doesn't really matter anyway. So that was that. 73 million damage. We have done it a lot faster, but still a nice demonstration of just how strong the skill can be. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.